Hello, welcome to Come Share Joy, and thank you for tuning in tonight. I have been traveling all day for about 7 hours, and Miss Bella was my co-pilot, so we traveled alone today, and we just had a good time. Bella doesn't talk a lot. Well, she doesn't talk any, but she's a great listener, and so the two of us just prayed, and she thinks I'm crazy sometimes when I'm crying, and it was a good 7 hours spent with the Lord and Miss Bella. But we stopped by the studio, and I interviewed Micheal Lee. He is the producer of my new project, and the new song that's being released as of yesterday, titled "He's My Healer." At the end of the program, we're going to share that with you. I did it in my living room, just to let you hear what's going on. But call your radio station and request "He's My Healer" by Deborah Schultz. But right now, I want to just get right into Micheal. He is an amazing man. His wife, they're just precious people. They love the Lord. They love to help people. His first love is music, but God has also called him into being a police officer. So he goes out and he tries to minister, like Marty says, taking them back one at a time out of the darkness. But enjoy Micheal. He's got a great story, and he's going to share his love for gospel music, Jesus, and his work as a police officer.
Okay.
Hello, I'm here at the Piano Man's house. And you're thinking, the Piano Man? Yes, he AKA is Micheal Lee, and he is Mr. Piano Man. He is an amazing, well, not only that, my goodness, you are just a guru. He's a music guru. Let's change it to guru.
Okay.
Micheal has a recording studio, and you don't have your big one anymore. You just do this because you love music.
I love it.
You love it. And I get to be one of those people.
You are one of the few that I work with.
And I am amazed because who was here just yesterday?
Stella Park.
Okay, so that's who Micheal works with, and me, and I appreciate that, my work. But anyway, I want to hear about the man behind the music.
Well, I know growing up, my mother said when she was pregnant, she prayed that God would send her somebody that could play and sing.
Aww.
And then here I came, and just as a little child, I would just get an instrument, whether it's a guitar or a piano, and I would just start picking out melodies. And just started picking and playing, and then by the age of 15, I got my first gig that I actually got paid to play on a studio cut for somebody. It was just a small studio, and of course things have changed a lot since then. But I was 15, and then from there I thought, this is what I want to do for a living.
Yes. And you traveled with a lot of gospel groups.
I did.
Tell us a little bit about who else.
The last ones I played with was the Bishops. That anybody that's familiar with Southern gospel will remember. They don't travel as a group anymore, but Mark Bishop still travels and sings as a soloist. A great songwriter. Great ministry he has.
Yes. Awesome. So it's just in your blood. And I can remember being a little girl, and our piano was on the other side of the room. But when Jubilee, you remember that?
I do.
You're invited to that happy Jubilee. I can remember sitting down in front of the TV, and the coffee table was right there, and I played that coffee table like it was a piano, and I would sing with them. And it's born in you.
It is.
It's just.
And when it gets in your blood, you just can't get it out. And music is my happy place. I do a lot of other things, being a husband, a dad. And I'm also a cop.
A police officer.
I am.
Yeah.
And I love doing that, helping people and getting to talk to people and getting to minister that way also. But my happy place is music.
Yeah. Changing lives one at a time.
Yes.
That's what Marty's slogan is: go out into the darkness and change lives one at a time. Because if we don't do it, who's going to do it? So you've been out on the street, I hear, Willow told me, your daughter
Yes.
told me that you've been help feeding the homeless.
Oh,
So
Christmas Day.
Aw, that's awesome.
I had to work Christmas Day with the sheriff's department, so we did our Christmas on Christmas Eve, and we had all this food left over. And my wife loves to help people.
And she's a
And
sweetheart, by the way. She's
she
our
is.
camera lady today because I forgot my tripod.
And she said, I'm going to put this food together in bags, and I'm going to take it and see if I can find some homeless people. Of course, that day Christmas Day was pouring down rain here, and she went driving around and found a couple and pulled up and started handing out food, and then here they came in droves. I mean, just everywhere. And she called me and she said, I'm going back to the house. I'm fixing some more food. And we're going back out. And I went with her. And we, fed about 30 people that day. In the rain.
Wow.
We got soaked.
And they'll come out.
It's okay.
That's all right. If we don't love them, who's going to?
Exactly.
If we don't love them and show love, who's going to do it? I remember my first time out under the bridge in West Virginia in Charleston. Pretty big city and a lot of homeless. So there was Tent City under the bridge. So I went out with two of my friends and Pastor and Wanda and my friend Susan, who loved to help the homeless. And we took soup. It was cold, and we went out and we started. I thought, well, we're just going to drive by and get it out of the car. And, just serve them out of the car. And we get here, and she said, okay. Wanda said, pull in. I said, pull in. We're going to pull in. And she's like, well, honey, we have to give it to them. And I was like, oh, my Lord, I thought we were going to give it out of the car. And she said, no, just pull in here. So she goes around the building and comes back with a bunch of people. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, these people scared me. I wasn't used to this. I thought, my mama's seen me now. Me, an old woman, she whipped me. Because I thought, I'm just going to sit here. And she said, baby, if you're not comfortable, you just sit in the car. And I thought, exactly what I'm going to do is sit in this car until I saw a lady sitting on the side. And she was carrying on a conversation with a bunch of people in her head. And the Lord said, cheddar soup. He said, give her a sandwich. And I'm like, I don't want to get out, God, I don't want to do this. He said, Debbie, just go give her a sandwich. And I said, okay. And Carla, I got out and I read her that sandwich. When I read her that sandwich, the word says, as you've done it unto the least of these, you've done it unto me. At that moment, I felt I was giving it right in the hand of God. And it changed my life. So I love reaching out to those people. Love it. We were in Charleston a couple of Sundays ago. I had sang and I went over and they had a guy bring a grill and he made hamburgers and hot dogs. It was right before Christmas, and they said they gave out 100 hygiene bags. This was with Misfits Mission, and that's not counting the people who didn't take a bag. So they fed around 150 people. But people are getting together. This guy brought his grill on the back of a truck and wanted to love on those people because it was Christmas. But Christmas should be every day.
Well, and I try to tell, whether it's my wife, sometimes she'll say, I feel led. Okay, that's all you have to say. If you feel led to do it, you do it.
You better do
and my kids, everybody else, when they say, I feel led, then do it. Because the fact, if you're being led to do something good, that is a God thing.
Yes, sir.
Satan is not going to tell you
Do
and
something
persuade
good.
you to do something
to go
good.
help them, yeah.
So if you're getting the urge and you feel like, hey, I need to do this,
Yes.
then do it.
Yes, and that's all you gotta do. And get it as little as a gift card. I keep them over my sun visor, and I slip them a gift card because I don't give cash. We all know not to give cash. But go out. I'm telling somebody out there right now. The Lord's dealing with their heart. Go out and be God's hands. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed out, running over, shall men give to your bosom. And my little niece saw Marty's van. We were blessed. Misfits Mission was blessed with a new van.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cute as that. It's the little one. And she was at my sister's house, and she's 7 years old. And she went in and she got food out of her grandma's cupboard. She was visiting, and she wanted to give it to the hungry. And I gave her that verse, given it shall be given. And it's so true. If we give, it'll be given back to us. He'll chase you down the road.
Well, we've been blessed.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't, haven't had the same opportunities that we have. But regardless, God loves them just as much as He does us.
Absolutely.
And He wants to do good for them. No matter what their situations may be. A lot of times it's a mental situation. They're a little mental unstable.
Right.
And sometimes it's drugs and alcohol. But God can deliver them from all of that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes all it takes is for somebody to show a little bit of love.
Yeah, because they're pushed aside. It's just like, myself, I'd say, why don't they just get a job? Well, it's not that easy when you talk to them, is it?
No, sometimes it's not. They can't.
Not that easy.
They,
You see
but
it
they've
every
got to
day.
be shown. They've got to be shown that they can get past whatever has taken control of their life. They can get over that.
Yeah.
But the best way and the only true way to get over stuff like that is through Christ.
Yeah.
And that changes everything. Your whole outlook on life,
Absolutely.
the way you look and treat people, it should.
It
You know,
shows, yeah.
if we're claiming to be Christians and we go to church every Sunday, we read our Bible, everything else, but if you can't show love to people, then something is bad wrong.
Said, love one another as I have loved you.
Absolutely.
He loved me when I wasn't so lovable.
Me too.
Many times. I was doing something the other day and I said, Lord, I've done this. I've done that. And that person was mean to me and look what I did. And he said, and how many times, Debbie, have I forgiven you?
Oh, absolutely.
And we look what I did. Look what I did to him over and over again. I helped put him on that cross back 2,000 years ago.
And, I know we are blessed. Just fixing a little bit of food.
Yeah.
And yeah, groceries have gotten outrageous.
Yeah.
I understand that. But we have been blessed enough that we can take a little bit of food. Sometimes we'll find Pop-Tarts on sale at one of the stores, and we'll load up and we'll make little bags to give to the homeless and stuff like that. Some water. We can do things like that.
Absolutely.
It's not a big deal. So we don't go out to eat.
Right. That'll be
One
good.
time this week.
And soup, right now, soup is what they love when it's chilly.
Absolutely.
And soup's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Soup is cheap. But those extreme coupons, there may be somebody watching right now. Call these people up and say, hey, I've got some stuff here. I mean, a lot of it goes bad, but they enjoy doing that. So if you're a couponer, hey, start clipping and giving to the homeless. Call somebody, let somebody else do it for you. You're giving, and it would be given to you. But back to your music. You are amazing. And I came in, I was working on my last project, and we were finished with the songs, and I called him. This guy had sent me the song, and I said, Michael, can we put this on? And he's like, sure. And it's coming out, and it's called He's My Healer. And boy, did you tear that up.
Oh.
It's got the old flanger back in the
song.
70s.
Yeah. Well, it's a great, wonderful song. And,
Yeah.
He is my healer. He's your healer.
Yes, he is. And it's on a happy note. That's what I like about it.
It's very happy.
Yes.
It's not sad at all. There's nothing sad about it. And it's just a really good song. It feels good. It's fun to listen to.
Yeah, it's like
I enjoyed
road songs.
Working. Yes, I enjoyed working with you on it.
Everything you added to it is beautiful.
Doing the background vocals and
I know,
stuff.
did.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he had made of many hats, but it's good and it's fun, and I can't wait for you to hear it. But it was released yesterday, and Corey Lee Baker is the writer, and I did not know who he was. He sent me this email, and I thought, is this a scammer? And I said, how do you know me? Well, he began to tell me he watched the charts, and he said, can I send you a song? I said, sure, a few songs. Well, he sent 3, and the first one was He's My Healer, and I'm like, oh my Lord, this is for me. And I really believe that it's my song. But there's another one that's my heart. And when I came in to start on that project, on the way down, I had written this song and I never finished it. And I said, on the way down, I had told my friend Marty, I said, there's something, I've got to let Michael hear this song. It's not finished. I only had the second verse and the chorus. And I came in and Michael said, well, let's do this. He rescued me.
Well, it was a God thing, and it just flowed.
Didn't it?
It just flowed. We sat down and
It just
started playing a little bit, and I listened to what you had, and then all of a sudden the words just came.
It was just like giving
And
birth.
it was just like 10 minutes later, we had
got
a
a
song,
song.
and we're excited, and
And it's
I
beautiful.
start laying down a little demo
beautiful.
piano track, and
Beautiful.
then we went from there.
And he said, you got a song. When I came out of the box, he said, you got a song. And I said, you think? And he said, you got a
I
song.
love it.
It's beautiful. It's my song to him. I haven't talked about this. I was laying in bed. It was right after Bob passed, and well, it'd been a couple years since Bob passed. I was laying in bed one night, heartbroken. Got a big old king size bed, and I'm laying there and feeling all alone. And I looked up, and I said, Lord, you said in your word that you would be my husband. Buddy, here I am. I'll give you my all. And from that day, my music opened up, and I don't know what God's going to do, Michael, but I'm excited, and I'm going to enjoy the ride. I'm going to enjoy the ride.
It's been pretty neat.
It has.
And it's amazing to watch God use what we did. And that was the whole reason we done it.
Yeah, to glorify Him.
It's, to reach people, to bless people.
Yes.
And the songs are fantastic. I love every one of the songs that you
Thank
picked
you.
out for it.
Thank you.
And one of them was I was shocked and surprised with what the world needs now. But I love it. I've always liked the song, and then when we did it, I was just
Yeah. And I did that down at the Ark Encounter.
Yes.
I did that song down there because that's what our world needs. Love.
just love.
Not just here in Cleveland, Tennessee, or in
No.
West Virginia. The world needs love. And if we had love, like I said, love one another as I've loved you. If we did that,
Absolutely.
this place would be a wonderful, wonderful place.
Yes, yeah, it'd be totally different.
And your job would be much easier.
I could probably just go back to doing music full time, all the time.
And I know that's your heart, and you love every minute, but you love helping people.
I do.
And
I love
I
working
learned that.
at the sheriff's department. It can be crazy sometimes.
I'm sure.
But I do believe it's part of my ministry. It
Yeah.
is.
And we know things like that, and got to do that. Yeah.
And I never wanted to be a cop. Never in my life. But for some reason, God placed me there, and
Yeah.
now I absolutely love it.
It's your heart.
It is.
You've got the heart to love people. Because I know your story, and it's a beautiful story. But God has something special for the two of you. He puts things together.
He does.
It's not us.
Mm-mm.
This was put together.
Sure.
Me recording here with you, my Lord. It's just been, it's God. It's a God thing. And we know when it's a God thing. When we meet somebody, and Miss Carter said how much she loved me earlier. I love her too. And little Willow, she said, she's my friend. I said, we're BFFs. She said, that's best friends forever. And her daddy said, well, what about me? But there's room. I'm his BFF.
Yes.
Don't you feel
He's
don't you
mine.
feel special? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like, hey, well, he's my husband now. But he's all of our husbands.
And we love each other. Your spouse, your kids.
Oh,
Even when they hurt your feelings,
you still
even when they
Do
do
stupid
things.
stuff.
Yeah, we all do. She loves me even when I do crazy things,
Absolutely.
and I love her in spite of all of her crazy things. And she does have the camera; she might throw it
That's
at
right.
me.
We better be careful.
But
She can make you or break you right now. Big
And-
guy.
but there's still things about my life
Mhm.
that you don't know. She doesn't know.
Right.
Thoughts and things I've dealt with over my lifetime that nobody knows but
He
me
does.
and God.
Yeah.
And regardless of what mistakes I've made, things I've done, things I should have done that I didn't, He loves me anyway.
Yes, He does.
I don't even remember who wrote it, but the song that says, He loves me like I was His only child.
Yes.
And
Don't it?
sometimes I feel like that. I feel like
Special.
I'm a spoiled brat.
See, I feel special. My daddy, I felt like daddy's favorite,
Yeah.
mama's favorite, but I think I have 4 other brothers and sisters, and I think they feel that same way. But it's okay, and that's how God is. And my sons, I love each of them their own way, and grandchildren.
Sure.
You just find a place, a special place, and to think that I have a special place in His heart.
Absolutely.
So special that my name is written on the palm of His hand. That's pretty special, isn't it? That's what the word says. Our name is in the palm of His hand. Michael, I love you guys.
We love you.
Well, I love you, and it's been wonderful to be here at your house and just to give
Well, you know you're welcome anytime.
I know. I just felt like I was coming home.
Right.
Our old friend's house. And then Miss Willa comes just bouncing with that big smile
Excited
she's
to
got.
see you.
I love that little lady. She's a sweetheart. But until next time, I'm looking forward to coming back and working with you. This guy, and he said when I do something live that you'll come. I appreciate that because we're going to do that. I believe that.
Absolutely.
We'll do it. Until then, God bless you and thank you once again.
Bless you.
And thank you for listening to Come Share the Joy. Beginning of a new year, we are getting ready to celebrate 2024, and while I'm doing that, I've got a brand new radio single coming out, and the title of that song is He's My Healer, written by Corey Lee Baker and Frank Howe, wonderful writers, and I thank God that they pitched this song to me. The moment that I heard it, I said, this is my song. So please call your radio stations and request He's my healer. You know, the Lord has been my healer. He healed my broken heart. He's healed my physical body. He has healed my mentally. He is just the healer. All you have to do is call on Him. Well, He's always there. Listen up. Call your radio station and request He's my healer. Never get too lost that I can't be found. There's no feeling greater. I never get too down that I can't look up and see my Savior. He's my healer. Jesus is my healer. He's my healer. Jesus is my healer. So blessed to know I've got a hand to hold whenever I'm falling. And it's good to believe when I got a need that I can just call Him, for He's my healer. Jesus is my healer. He's my healer. Jesus is my healer. The stripes He took, the blood He shed, my heart never will forget how glad I am to have Him by my side. Jesus is my healer. He's my healer. Jesus is my healer. He's my healer. Jesus is my healer. Jesus is my healer. He's my healer. Jesus is my healer. You're my healer. Jesus, you're my healer. I can see it in your eyes, the struggles of each day. You feel there's no more strength for the battles that you face. Well, I have good news for you. There's a friend you should meet. He will speak to your mountains. They will crumble at your feet. Let me take you to Jesus. Come and go with me. He will bear all your burdens if you'll just believe. When you call out His name, just like He promised, you will never be the same. Let me take you to Jesus. I know just where you are. I have been there too. Jesus brought me out. He will do the same for you. You don't have to stay there. You can be made free. Just take that first step. You will find victory. Let me take you to Jesus. If you'll just believe, when you call out His name, just like He promised, you will never be the same. Let me take you to Jesus. Let me take you to Jesus. If you just believe, when you call out His name, just like He promised, you will never be the same. Let me take you to Jesus. Let me take you to Jesus. Let me take you to Jesus. Okay, so that wraps up the show this week, and I thank you for tuning in, and I thank God for all He's doing for me, and I thank Him for who He is, and I thank Him for a safe journey down here with me and Bella, and I thank Him right now for my sponsors, Old Hilliard Plumbing, and that's Connie at Old Hilliard Plumbing in Hilliard, Ohio. And that number is 614-777-9320. Call and tell them if you have plumbing needs in the area, and let her know that you saw it right here on Come Share the Joy. But I know that there are needs out there. I know that there's New Year's starting. I know people are starting out. This time of year people get depressed. And if I don't stay busy, I kind of get that way too sometimes. But Bob being gone and being alone. But you just stay busy. And we're coming and welcoming in a new year at Pat's Heavenly Jubilee New Year's Eve Sing. And that's on Sunday evening. It starts at noon. It starts from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. So come to Patriot Hall, and that's in Ringgold, Georgia, if you're in the area. And come down and let's have a good time. We're just going to praise in the new year. But right now, I thank you for tuning in. God bless you, and Happy New Year.